Shalom, shalom. Time for another video blog update. It's Friday, July 4th. Woohoo! 4th of July, I'm in Jerusalem and not Tel Aviv, so nothing's happening as far as I know. More on that later. Anyway, yesterday, 3 days ago? Recently, we went to the shuk, Machne Yehuda, which is the big outdoor produce, meat, dairy, bread market in downtown Jerusalem, midtown Jerusalem. No, I don't know Jerusalem layout. The shuk, for those of you who know Jerusalem. And I bought a bunch of delicious food: apples, tomatoes, dates, cheese, bread, maybe something else, and then me and Stephanie, who I should put a picture on the video or on the Jewish Andy blog of, because she is constantly involved in stories I tell. Anyway, so me and Stephanie got a bunch of vegetables and chicken and did a stir fry. She cooked and I occasionally came over and flipped the pan, did the flip the pan, and she oohed and awed, because apparently that's mad cooking skills. So that was really delicious. Delicious homemade stir fry. Tomatoes were very good and very cheap. It was this giant tub. Tomatoes was $1.50. In America, this would have been probably $4 or $5. Apples were cheap but not so great. I didn't pick out a very good apple. I probably should have bought less or bought more varieties or tried one first. I don't know. Cheese was very good. Might have been a Parmesan variant. My roommate insisted that it was Parmesan, but I'm pretty sure the guy said something else. I thought it started with an M. Maybe it was a type of Parmesan. Anyway, it was very good cheese. I had a lot of it. But it's very expensive. It was a little hunk of cheese. It's $10. Might have ripped me off. I feel weird. I know you're supposed to haggle with them, although not so much in the shuk anymore. But with the cheesy, I told him how much he wanted, and he cut it off, and then waited, and then wrapped it up and handed it to me and told me the price. Then am I allowed to be no, too much, take it back, unwrap it, put it back on the cheese block? I don't know. I gotta figure out the etiquette here. What's the worst he can do? Yell at me? Chase me out of the store? Anyway. Cheese ripoff. Bread, though, great. Giant loaf of bread. Giant. It was too big for sandwiches. I have to trim it. I have to cut off the top and the sides to make a normal piece of bread. Anyway. That was 5 shekels, which is $1.25, giant loaf of bread. So some things obviously very good deal, some things not so great deal. And so I had a bunch of eggs. I didn't buy eggs. I think the eggs are cheap. So probably every couple weeks we go to the shuk, we stock up. We took a taxi. I haven't taken a bus yet. I've been here nearly 2 weeks. Haven't ridden the bus. I've only taken a taxi once or twice. It's not I'm taking a taxi everywhere. I'm just not going a lot of places where I'm walking. But anyway, I gotta ride the bus. It's a little intimidating because I don't speak Hebrew and I haven't found their website yet. I don't have internet at home. I can't look at bus routes. You just get on the bus. You just tell them where you want to go, and then they tell you if you're on the wrong bus. I don't know. I'm gonna find someone who will be my bus Sherpa, bus Sophine, Scout. I don't know if you remember in a previous video blog we went over Mount Scopus, Har Sophim, Mount Scout. It's where I live. So we'll be doing some Hebrew together, me and you. Speaking of doing learning languages together, usually it's me asking people, how do you say this? How do you say that? How do you say this? Although I was at the supermarket, Mr. Zoll is what it's called. Mr. Zoll's. It's right down the street. That will be a frequent stop for me. Anyway, I was at Mr. Zoll's. I wanted oatmeal. I'm trying to tell the person breakfast, hot cereal. We're pantomiming. Oatmeal. Oh, she's not getting oatmeal. Finally, we just go search around. We find it in the cereal aisle, and I go back and show this Jewish woman, Israeli woman, Hebrew woman, whatever. Oatmeal. I'm pointing oatmeal on the container. She says, oatmeal. So I taught her a word. It's a two-way street. I teach them, they teach me. Although there's a lot of people who don't know English, by the way, and people who are high school aged who don't know English. Have they not been going to school? Or they're not teaching them English? I understand if you're 50, you speak Hebrew in Israel, you're not going to go to adult classes and learn English, but more people than I thought didn't speak English, and there's less English around than I thought there'd be. I thought it was like the trilingual city. I was kind of misled here, by the way. I thought it was like the trilingual city. Like all the signs are going to be Hebrew, English, Arabic. No, a lot of notices, rules, regulations, Hebrew only. We go to the, there's like dryer facility, washer dryer in building 2. I'm in building 3 next door, washer dryer. We head over there. The instructions to use them are all in Hebrew. Like we figured it out. It's not hard. You put in money, push the button. But I'm like, this is a place where people are living to learn Hebrew. Clearly we don't speak it yet. So anyway, some frustration there. Oh, so by the way, I went to the shuk. You like go up, you know, it's near Ben Yehuda, Yaffa Street, I think, whatever. So we like drove by the place where there'd been this terrorism incident. The cab driver kind of pointed like that's where it was. I don't know if it was really that's where it was. It didn't look like there'd been a big terrorism incident. But a guy, I guess a Palestinian, that's what we say, a Palestinian guy, took a tractor and like went around and like rammed some buses and cars, maybe shot some people. It was like very much like Grand Theft Auto terrorism in my mind. But anyway, it was like a big deal. So they went into all the classes and like told people what had happened, but I wasn't in class because I needed to skip a day of class because 5 days of class, 6 days, what do I have? 5 days of class a week for me is like way too much. Clearly, I'm having trouble coping. Anyway, so I took a day off. I had been sleeping. I haven't gotten used to going to sleep at like 11 p.m. For those of you who know me, realize what a shock this is. 11, no. So I was like trying to move it back in like the first couple nights. It was like 3 and then 2 and then 1. But still when I'm waking up at 7, not enough sleep. So it kind of built up. I'm just like, I can't go to school today. So they went in and told all the classes there'd been some incident. I guess it was like kind of serious. Some girl was in the the housing office when I was there asking a question. She's like, should I ride the bus to Tel Aviv? I'm like, there's not going to be another tractor attack the next day. Like, if you want to, you can lie to your parents and tell them you're taking taxis everywhere, but of course ride the bus. Anyway, that was a little surprising to me that she was like really concerned. Like, can I ride the bus? Is it safe? Of course it's safe. Anyway. So the shuk was fine. It's like you couldn't really tell when you're shopping that there'd been some sort of incident. And then the school called me later that day and was like, you weren't in class. We haven't heard from you. There was an incident. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Was I supposed to call you? What's the deal here? I don't know. I don't know how to deal. I don't know how seriously people take these things. To me, it didn't seem that big a deal. I guess to other people it's a really big deal. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned this yet. There's more Jews than non-Jews in my Hebrew class. We got like a little United Nations here. There's a Sweden, there's a Finland, there's a Scotland, we got like a couple Mormons. I don't know what all these Christians are doing here. There's like a ton of Asians on campus. There's not any in my class, but they're all over the campus. I guess these people, some are like serious Christian people. We met this dude who was like serious Christ. Like big Jeebus ring and everything, so I guess some of them are wanting to study Hebrew for like Old Testament. There's some like Middle Eastern history majors. I don't know what they're all doing. We're like making jokes like, you know, the Jews, we're not learning Hebrew. All you Christians are learning Hebrew? I don't understand it. So like I said, everyone's in Tel Aviv this weekend because the American embassy in Tel Aviv does fireworks. 4th of July, woohoo. I don't feel like going. I don't have this sense of adventure that normally is like, let's go places and let's do things. I'm just like, I want to be in my room and be shut in, and I don't even have internet, so it's like, what am I doing here? I guess I'll write something and try and get my life in order, like my visa. I might have not done that right. Apparently you're supposed to get a round-trip ticket, and I don't know, it's weird. I gotta go to the visa place, and if you can prove you're Jewish, they waive the visa fee, and I don't know what that means for me. I'm going to call up Rabbi Avi from St. Louis and be like, Avi, I need you to vouch for me. I'm Jewish. Check. Put it in the mail. Count it. Jewish. Alright, so eventually I'll go to like Tel Aviv, Haifa a lot. It's because everyone else is only here for like 5 weeks for the Ulpan, so like every weekend they need to go and do something. But I'm here for like 8 or 9 months, so I'm like, whatever, I'll go to Tel Aviv. I'll go. You know, sometime. Alright. I guess that's everything. So it's about to be Shabbat, which means I don't think I'm going to be able to upload this until Saturday night because the whole city shuts down. That's another complaint. It's Friday here. You'll probably see this sometime Saturday when I put it up. Alright.